ladies, I'm coming here today because I needed to do a tag video that Cece had tagged me in quite a while ago, and I have done most of my makeup for you, so I thought I would do this tag as long as when I finish my eyes here. So hopefully I can get through this without too much of a problem. And sorry I haven't been on for a while. I do have a couple of videos that are in my queue that I'm not a very good editor, and so I'm having a little bit of problems with that. So hopefully you'll bear with me as I try to get this whole YouTube thing taken care of and under control. I have all my makeup on except my eyes and my lips, and so without further ado, I'm going to start with this L'Oreal Infallible Eye Crayon, and it's called Enchanting Rose. And I'm going to lay this down just on the mobile lid. I got some tips from Wayne Goss. I don't know if you guys follow him on YouTube, especially for my more mature followers that have hooded eyes. He has amazing tips for hooded eyes, and so hopefully I'll be able to get this right. So let's see what I can do here. So my first question, this is my first time tag actually, and the first question is, do you still talk to your first love? And the answer to that question is yes, I do still talk to him, although not as often as I would like to. He is my eldest daughter's father, and he lives in New Mexico, so we don't really get the opportunity to speak very much, but we certainly do talk to one another when the need arises, or if we're both in the same place at the same time. So I'm gonna go ahead and top that. I'm using my two e.l.f. palettes, my Knead It Nude palette and the matte palette as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put on to the mobile lid as well. I'm going to go ahead and put on this shimmer shade right here. They don't have names for this, so I am going to use a little bit of Fix Plus on that. Anytime I use a shimmer shade, I tend to put the Fix Plus on just to get a better look from it. A little more sparkly, so to speak. Alright, so the next question is, what was my first job? My very first job was a cashier at a local Rite Aid where I grew up, and it gives me a much better appreciation for retail, so I'm much more patient when it comes to getting checked out. And I wish that more people would have more patience with the checkout people, because it's a thankless job a lot of the time. So, and I am just using e.l.f. Flat Brush for this. And the next question is, what was my first car? My very first car was a Plymouth Colt. Yes, I actually, little known fact, did not get my license until I was 36 years old. Biggest thing keeping me from getting it? Parallel parking. Yeah, go figure. I even promised the instructor once that if he gave me a special license like they give the people who are convicted of drunk driving, you know, a special license, I promised him I would never parallel park. He really didn't find as much humor in that as I did, but you know, I thought it was funny. Okay, so next, who's the first person that texted me today? That would be my daughter, Erin, and I love waking up to a text from her. As long as it's, you know, hey, how are ya, and nothing bad. The next question is, who is the first person I thought of this morning? Well, the first person I thought of this morning, and probably every morning, is my husband, Jason. I'm taking this color right here from the matte palette, and it's easy to think of him since he is in my bed. So this is what Wayne Goss recommended. He recommended going in from the corner of the eye and taking it straight out with your mid-tone color. And so that's what I'm doing. pretty sure I was the first person that my husband thought of as well. Okay, who was my first grade teacher? That would be Mrs. Harrington, and that was very easy to remember because she also became my children's first grade teacher. All three of them. Well, no, wait, 2 out of the 3, because we moved. Okay, and then I'm going to blend with my trusty Luxie brush, which if you have the chance to get a Luxie brush, I got this in an Ipsy bag, and I just got another one with Ipsy points that I had because I like it so much. So we're going to blend that with the shimmer shade. Okay, and then the next question we have is, where did I go on my first plane ride? My very first plane ride was to Orlando, Florida with my sister. We were 13 and 14 years old. She was 14, and it was quite the trip, I must say. It had a lot of interesting experiences, but that's a whole video in itself. Who is my first best friend, and do I still talk to them? My first best friend was my friend Linda, and I absolutely still talk to her, although it's kind of surprising because we actually lived together at one point, and that was probably the worst thing we could have done for our friendship. It didn't work out so well. So Wayne's next bit of advice is to take your darker shade and just bring it straight up to and including the hooded part of your eye, and then just to kind of close, looking directly in, straight on with your eyes open, just bring that in just a hair into your crease and just slightly above it. And you can go ahead and make a triangle out of this. You bring it about 1/3 of a way in. And then you go ahead and blend that. So the next question was, where was my first sleepover? Well, my first sleepover would have, you know, with my grandmother, but I don't think that's quite what that means. So my very first sleepover with a friend was with my friend Sharon, and we sang Paper Roses all night long. And so most of you should be able to figure out about how old I was. So, but we loved that song. Oh God, I probably still know every single word to that song. The next question was, who is the first person I talked to today? Well, that would be the first person I thought of today, Jason. Oh, and I didn't show you, but I'm using this taupey color right here, on the outside corner. And whose wedding was the first one I was in? This is my friend Katie, and I was a senior in high school, and she was just a little bit older than me. And yeah, I liked her second wedding much better. I liked her second husband much better too, for that matter. And let's see, what was the first thing I did this morning? Well, I could tell you, but then I'd have to put a different rating on my video. Okay, and who's the first concert I ever went to? The very first concert I ever went to was the Beach Boys with my mother and father. I was 15 years old and suffered from a contact high, and it was not a good thing. I had no idea what was happening to me, and I just remember all the adults laughing because I had no idea, which was a good sign to them that I had no idea at 15 what was going on. I didn't become a rebel until 16. But even at that wasn't the type of rebel I became. But keep in mind that drinking age when I was younger was 18. Okay, so the next question, first broken bone. Well, my first broken bone was actually 3 bones at the same time, and it was 3 toes on my right foot, and unfortunately I had just the day before proclaimed to all my friends that I had never broken a bone know that story, you know. How about don't mention that you've never broken a bone before? Okay, so I'm going to go in with my brow color, and then this is it for the eye look, which is good. And I'm going to go ahead and go in with this little pink shade. It's kind of a nice high light color, so I think it'll work out as a highlight. And Wayne also recommended, if you have a hooded eye, to not highlight the entire portion of the hood, because that would only bring attention to the hood. And so I've really learned a lot from watching his videos, and I highly recommend them. Even if you don't have hooded eyes, he has amazing tutorials and just generally good ideas. I wish I could afford his brushes. They look amazing, but yeah, that's not going to happen. So I'm going to go back in and blend a little bit more. I'm very happy with this look. This is, you know, a good daytime look. You could use this as a evening look. I am going to go ahead and put an inner corner. Let's see, I'm going to use my Hollywood Boulevard for that. Absolutely love this. This is Wet n Wild Fergie and Hollywood Boulevard, and it's a great highlighter. Okay, so the next question, back to that. First piercing and only piercing is my ears, and I'm not convinced that'll be the only piercing. Okay, ladies, sorry, I had to reach the maximum capacity time on my phone. So this is using the iPad, and so there will be a difference in the quality of the video, and this might be a little bit darker. So I was just putting the highlight in, and I was answering question about piercing, and yeah, I think I may eventually get my nose pierced, but I've been thinking that for about 5 years, so who knows. So yeah, get yourself some of this. I highly recommend it. Alright, so I'm going to go in with, let's see, a flat shader brush here. And I'm going to take this darker color that I used in the corner, and I'm just going to go ahead and tap that in the lower lash line. And so let's see, the next question is first foreign country. First foreign country and only foreign country is Canada. Je t'aime, my friend Natalie. Terrible when it comes to French. I took Spanish in high school, so je t'aime is about all I know, and we, you know, mon chéri and amore. I don't know. Okay, and the next question is first movie I remember seeing in the theater. Very first movie I remember seeing in the theater was Grease with a friend of mine, and I saw that about 8 times. And I'm sure that I saw other movies as a child at the drive-in theater, but I can't remember seeing them. I do remember you know, seeing a variety of cartoonish type movies, but I have no... Oh, wait. I think I'm sort of remembering seeing Herbie the Love Bug. I don't know when that was, but I remember seeing that. Okay. This is just not working the way I had hoped. So I just got a different brush, a smudger brush. Let's see, when was my first detention? That was the 6th grade, and I have no idea what I did wrong. Because I was a good little girl, really. And that's no lie. Most people get a mascara face, I get an eye makeup face. Now I like to wing with my my bottom color rather than, I can't do a winged liner. Not for lack of trying, because I have tried. Okay. Alright, and let's see. I'm going to go ahead and do my tight line and my waterline. And the next question was, who is my first roommate? My first roommate was actually my first husband. Unless you want to count my children. And let's see, what was the first lesson I ever took? Swimming lessons. And I really wish that I had stayed with those. I only made it to junior life saving, and I really wish that I had continued all the way. Wayne also recommends the tight lining and waterline rather than doing any sort of external liner for the more mature eye. And I agree. And this pencil, by the way, is amazing. I got this in my I want to say my Maxi-Charm this month, and it's a great pencil. It's what's it called? Dark black, and it's great. Before, I had a lot of trouble getting anything to stay in my waterline. And tight line, for that matter. So, I'm almost done with my questions. So, and my eyes are watering, and not because of the tight lining, but because it's a bit brisk out here all of a sudden because the sun has gone down. And let's see, who is the first beauty related person I watched on YouTube? That would be Marlena, the makeup geek. And yeah, she was amazing. I learned so much from her. I didn't really start watching YouTube to makeup videos until I was much older, within the last couple of years, I would say. Go ahead and using my IT Cosmetics Hello Lashes. This I got on an easy pay at QVC, which most of you know that anything that I have that's high-end is obtained in that way. Unless I get it through like a BoxyCharm or Ipsy. But I love this mascara, and if you haven't tried it, you really ought to, because even though I got it on easy pay, I think I would pay the actual cash price for this. It works that well. It's very buildable, and I can't do false lashes to save my soul. So, I really have to rely on my mascara being awesome. I fortunately have very long lashes. So hey, the last question here was that of the YouTube, and speaking of some YouTubers that I really want to give a shout out to, number one, my friend Mary over at Glitzy Fritzy. Congratulations on your 1,000 plus subscribers now, and I see it getting higher and higher without any trouble at all. And to my friend Cece, who nominated me for this challenge, I definitely see you getting up to 500 very quickly. She is now over the 200 mark, and me, I'm just trying to get to 100, and it'll happen. I think I am keeping positive about it, and I can't say enough about Glitzy Fritzy. If you don't follow her on Snapchat, you're missing a lot, because she's hilarious. And I wanted to let you guys know I had some really good news. I'm officially a drugstore reporter for What's Up in Makeup, and I don't know if you've seen that, but that's Jen Love Reviews. It's a very first makeup news show on YouTube, and I'm one of 3 drugstore reporters. So I know Susan W. is also on board, and yeah, so I even actually got one of the things that I found at my local CVS was part of this week's report. So Makeup Academy is now at CVS, so go check them out. As soon as I get paid, I'm going to grab a few things because very affordable at CVS. So I was very happy to see that. So I'm going to tag a few people for this, my first time. I'll include it in the description bar, exactly what the questions are. And I'm going to tag Soki's Way and Barbie Girl. And I know Barbie Girl has some numbers after her name, but I can't remember what they are. But I'll go ahead and tag her too. And as soon as I get these eyes done, I'll put on some lips. And that, my friends, will be a wrap for me. Today, I definitely have some plans to get those other videos up. Like I said, I have a lot of trouble with editing, and because I have to use my phone, you know, if anybody has an old camera with a viewfinder that they'd like to get rid of for cheap, please let me know. I do have a regular camera, but it doesn't have a viewfinder, and it's also kind of old. And anyway, yeah, so I was very excited to be accepted to do the drugstore reporting. Well, be one of the drugstore reporters. It gives me something to do. You know, before my stroke, I worked full-time. And then after my stroke for several years, I attempted to work full-time. And then my pain syndrome just got so bad that I couldn't continue any longer. So it's not easy, my friends. I am going to be putting up a video also, a simple tutorial for one-handed mascara and eyeliner. Because I think there's a need for that for our younger stroke survivors. You know, fortunately for me, I do have use of my left hand. It just hurts to use it. Any kind of touch causes me pain. Anything at all. Good touch, bad touch. It doesn't matter. And temperature affects pain. That's why I'm now living in the Midwest instead of New York. Okay, so what do you think of this look, ladies? Let me know. I think Wayne has definitely on to something with the way that he instructs us how to do the hooded eyes. I mean, my eye makeup is visible now, and you know, I would see all these people doing these amazing looks. I'm just putting a Urban Decay lip primer on before I put on a new sample that I got in my Ipsy bag, which is Meet Matte Hues, and this shade is that color right there. I don't know, I can't read it. Yeah, so I'm just going to put it on. I can't read the name of the color, but I like this. I tried it last night, and I like the color. I love the smell. It smells like Thin Mint cookies. It's the first time I've used a balm product. hopefully I'll get this video up tonight, which is Sunday the 18th. For those of you that are interested, Morphe brushes will be going on Outlook tomorrow, and they're usually very, very nicely priced. So. Okay, so I hope you guys like this look, and I hope that you enjoyed my little tag, and hopefully I'll get the rest of the videos up soon. I'll talk to you later.